Perfectionism is fear in disguise. If you find yourself endlessly polishing your content before you share it, convinced that it needs to be perfect before it goes out into the world, you're not actually being held back by high standards. You're being held back by fear. Fear of judgment, fear of not being enough, fear of what others will think. But here's the thing. Most of us tell ourselves we're perfectionists because it sounds better than admitting we're afraid. And this was me for years. But when you keep tweaking, keep revising, keep finding reasons why something isn't ready, you're not pursuing excellence. You're procrastinating. And yes, me again. And underneath that procrastination sits a fear of judgment that's quietly stopping you from building the brand you know you're capable of. And yes, that's 3 for 3 for me. So why does this matter? Why is recognizing this fear so important? Most people think perfectionism is about maintaining high standards. They believe that if they work a little harder, refine things a little more, then their work will finally be good enough to share. But here's the shift you need to make. Perfectionism isn't driving quality. It's masking fear. And until you name that fear for what it is, you'll keep spinning your wheels, polishing work that was ready to ship weeks ago. And you know what? You have expertise that people need. You've faced challenges, lessons learned, built skills that could genuinely help someone who's a few steps behind you. But while you're sitting there perfecting slide 17 of your presentation or rewriting your post for the 5th time, those people are still stuck. They're waiting for the insight you're not sharing because you've convinced yourself it's not polished enough. The cost isn't just your time. It's the impact you're not making. It's the people you're not helping. It's the momentum you're not building. So what changes when you recognize that perfectionism is just fear wearing a suit? First, you have to ask yourself what you're actually afraid of. And be honest. Is it that someone might disagree with your perspective? That another expert might judge your work? That you'll put something out there and realize it wasn't quite right? Most of the time, when you dig into these fears, you'll find they're not as scary as they feel. Because people are just looking for value. They're looking for real. And the irony is, perfection isn't what they want anyway. They want someone who's willing to show up, share what they know, and help them take the next step. So here's what you do. You take that first small step. Create one piece of content based on your expertise and share it. Not tomorrow, not when it's perfect. Now, pick a single insight you believe in, something that came from your real experience, and put it out there. It doesn't have to be a masterpiece. It just has to be honest and helpful. What happens next is even more important. You do it again and again. Because one step without subsequent steps is useless. This is where most people falter. They share something once, feel the discomfort, and retreat back into perfectionism. But the only way to chip away at that fear of judgment is through repetition. Each time you share, the fear loosens its grip a little. Each time you put yourself out there, you prove to yourself that it's not as scary as you thought. And here's where your system comes in. If you're constantly reinventing the wheel, deciding what format to use, what platform to post on, how long it should be, you're adding friction to a process that's already hard enough. So simplify it. Choose one format, one platform, one consistent structure. Make those decisions once so that when you sit down to create, all your energy goes into the insight, not the logistics. That's how you take the second step, the third step, the 100th step without burning out. And finally, you need to give yourself permission to stop caring what other people think. And I know that sounds tough, but here's the truth. When you share your work, most people won't judge you the way you judge yourself. Some will find it valuable. Some won't. The ones who don't aren't your audience. They're not part of your tribe. And that's fine. You're not trying to please everyone. You're trying to help the people who need what you know. When you recognize that perfectionism is just fear, when you name it and face it, something shifts. You start to see content creation not as this high-stakes performance where everything has to be flawless, but as a conversation, a way to share what you've learned with people who can benefit from it. And you already have the expertise. You already have the insights. The only thing standing between you and the brand you want to build is the fear that's hiding behind your perfectionism. And the only way through that fear is action. Small, consistent, imperfect action. Because a year from now, you'll look back at this moment and you'll either wish you had started or you'll be grateful that you did. So start now. Share something. Take that first step. And then take the next one. And as always, thank you for listening. What's one piece of content you've been holding back because it doesn't feel perfect enough? What would change for you if you stopped polishing and started shipping? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what's been holding you back and how you're working through it. And if you're looking for help turning your expertise into insight-driven brand growth, visit remotebrand.com to discover how I can help.